WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and Baltimore Positive. We are positively into Memorial Day weekend. We're doing the Maryland Crab Cake Tour. It's all presented by our friends at the Maryland Lottery. We're going to let ourselves play. I've got some Betty Boop scratch-off tickets I'll be giving away. 2 shows for Memorial Day week. We're going to be at the Black Swan with Jameel McLean and some friends this week on Thursday. It's all presented by our friends at Goodwill Industries and our newest sponsor, Window Nation. I'll be telling you more about Window Nation as well. We're also on Friday going to be at Nick's Grandstand Grill up in Timonium watching the ponies at the OTB. I'm probably going to have some fried oysters because that's the way I roll. And we're definitely going to have a crab cake, which is delicious at Nick's Grandstand Grill. My buddy Tommy whips that up. It's sort of old friends week around. And I'm not going to call Sherman Reed old, but we are old friends. He has been, they call him coaches. I call them managers because I'm a baseball guy. I guess in the vernacular of baseball, being a seam head and an aparicio myself, I just call him the skipper. MEAC, the MEAC champs. I got pictures from down in Norfolk. We bring him in right now. How many? You got 3 more innings in that arm, Sherm? You got 9 more innings for me? What do you got, man?
Nah, man, I'm stressed out and trying to recover, man. I tell you, the adrenaline and the emotions that you're gonna win it. Maybe you're not. Can you come back? Can you hold on? All of it. It was just unbelievable, man. Great way a championship game should be played, obviously.
Well, for anybody that loves drama in sports, right? Like, and I remember in the football season at the end of the NFL, every week the games were surreal in the way that they ended. The Orioles have played a couple of those this week with Adley Rutschman. The game ended at 8 o'clock on Sunday night. He scores the winning run. And I know you commented when we green roomed about you love my Oriole Park background. I got the orange sun, over Camden Yards now. Baseball's back in people's minds a little bit. And what you did here this week, run people through, because you played an exciting brand of baseball and an incredible drama-filled weekend. I mean, your blood pressure's up, Sherm.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Nestor is started way back in September. September 19th was our first official practice. The NCAA gives you 45 running days from when you start your first practice in the fall, and you must cease after that 45th day. And all the way back September 19th, when we took the field, it was only 2 or 3 practices. The staff looked at one another and say, holy cow, this team is special. We knew on paper they were special, but to see them in action, finally get them to move around the field and do some things, we came to conclude that this was the team that could give this university that much needed championship. So when we got to the MEAC championship, we had a bone to pick because we lost the regular season championship by percentage points because we lost the last 4 games of our Norfolk State series down in Norfolk because of the coastal storms and flooding. So we couldn't play those last 4 games to hold on to make it a true wire-to-wire finish. We were in first place from day 1 to the last weekend. So Delaware State, tip your caps to them. They played their games. They were able to play their games up in Delaware against UMES. They took care of business. And when it was all said and done, they won it. They won it by like 8 percentage points because we stayed doormat, not having to play that last weekend. So when we got to the tournament, the guys really had a bone to pick. And we felt like we lost the regular season, but the biggest prize there is punching our ticket to the NCAA regional. So we went in knowing that we were ready and that we thought on paper and the way we were playing down the stretch that we were the team to beat. And then we went out there, and I tell you what, University of Maryland Eastern Shore gave us fits. That's one of the more scrappiest, hard fighting teams. And when I look at the scores of our regular season games against Maryland Eastern Shore, they were all tough. And to open up the first round with UMES, we knew it was going to be tough, and they jumped on the best pitcher, best 2-way player in college baseball right now, in Jordan Hamburg, who's a leading candidate for the John Olerud 2-way player of the year. award. They jumped on our best pitcher for 6 runs right out of the box.
I love
And
those
that
named
was
after Olerud, by the way, because I loved Olerud, right? I mean, I playing for the Blue Jays. He was actually kind to me, did a bumper for me many years ago, wore the helmet.
the helmet
He,
guy.
the helmet guy, yeah.
The
The
helmet guy.
two-way. I was unaware of the John Olerud two-way player award. So I saw. I thought that's interesting. I remember a lot about John Olerud. That's great that his
Yeah,
name's there.
so he's got a name award because he pitched and also played first in college. So we
The guy
get
out in
beat up.
Anaheim does that a little bit too, right?
That's right, and that's true. So Nestor, we came out, man, in uphill battle. UMES jumps out in front 6-0 against the top player in the conference, pitcher of the year in the conference, Al Jordan Hamburg. And I told the guys when we were able to come back, hold on for a 9-8 win. I said, guys, that was the test. Usually your journey along the way of a championship is you're going to be tested. And I think right out of the bat that was tested. We were able to come out and secure a 9-8 win. And then it was all about going back to game 2, the semifinals with Delaware State, who has had a great season. And they took the regular season, as I mentioned, playing real well down the stretch, winning their last 5 conference games. And we beat up on them pretty good. Jumped out in front, got the 10-run rule that stops the game, 10-run lead with 7 innings in the rears against a real good Delaware State team. And then we knew that they were going to come back after us when they got their victory over Norfolk and now UMES. So it was going to be a showdown. We went into the winner's bracket needing just 1 win on Saturday to clinch it, and Delaware State wasn't going to have any parts of it. The kid, Evan Harris, threw one unbelievable game against one of the top hitting teams in the whole country. Obviously, we're the top hitting team in the MEAC, and the kid shut us down. And that's, Nestor, you know the old adage, at any point in time, I think Earl Weaver used to say that, and at any point in time, good pitching can shut down good hitting.
Well, and it's interesting that in any series, right, you got one game that's 4-3, and the next game's a football score, right? Yeah, it's 18-12. But what you guys did in game 2, in scoring 8 runs to sort of like stomp your feet at the end, right? Like the offense in the final inning. To your point, you said you guys were angry, and Delaware State in the end sort of edges you out seeding wise to beat them. This is something to crow about and come on Baltimore positive right now, right?
No, we were not happy about it, and you know what? We thought that some of the we thought that we had a tough call. Officials are there, whether they're officials or officiating basketball, NHL hockey, baseball umps. They all doing their best, but we didn't get a break. We couldn't get a break. So when Del State took the 11-8 lead after we jumped out to a 5-0 lead in the game, our coach did a real good job, Coach Bland, using up all his resources with his arms in the bullpen, and they got back in the game. But when they took an 11-8 lead after 7, it was a pretty down period. We had to keep the guys motivated. But at 11, you had a 3-run deficit. We really, through 7, you got 6 outs to get, is what we kept telling the guys. So in the 8th, we were able to scratch out 2 runs just to get closer. And then Rashad Ruff shut them down in the bottom of the 8th. So we went into the 9th feeling like we had a chance down 1. We went into 9th with a 11-10 deficit. And then right off the bat, one of the hottest guys in the tournament that we rolled, the Maryland kid, Matthew Day, triples. And we said, a leadoff triple, you're down 1. Let's go. And then the team that had a record 30 hits in the first 2 games of this championship tournament, Coppin, the bats got warmed up. And I tell you what, when you look at from 1 to 9 in the batting order, you don't get a break. I just feel like we got one of the top batting orders from the offensive side in the country, not just in the MEAC. The guys flat out swing the bat.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, you see the picture here, out on the front of CoppinStateSports.com. You can see the excitement, but this is what happens when you score 8 runs in the end and extend the campaign as well. Sherman Reed is here. He is the skipper, I will say, at Coppin State. They are our partners here. We do run basketball games, baseball games, different games here at AM 1570, and we're always proud of our partnership, and always good to have Sherman. Always good to have you on with a baseball, mind and baseball scene. You haven't been paying any attention to Adley Rutschman. You're too busy, right?
I'm too busy. I will catch up with the Orioles now that I can breathe. And I feel terrible. Guys are talking about, did you see the game last night? Did you see this? Did you see they brought up the young catcher? Did you see? And I'm like, hey, man, I am so glued and focused. One thing at a time. It's all Coppin Eagles baseball. I haven't had a chance to turn the TV
Sure, if
on.
you fall asleep another week, they're going to be in 4th place. I'm telling you right now. They're climbing the standings right now. I'm telling you.
They had a good run. They had a good run a week or so ago. They had a really good run. So I'll tell you what, I'm surprised given how young we are and with some of the holes I didn't feel like we filled. The pitching was the first 2-3 weeks of the season was the best in Major League Baseball. The pitching was, particularly that bullpen. So I'm happy, man, to get out there.
You got a thought on the wall getting moved back? Do you have anything on that? Because you're a baseball guy.
Say that again, Nas.
Moving the wall back.
I don't know because I haven't seen it, but I heard that it has hurt the classic look, like when you go into Fenway Park, it's a classic look. That wall looks like it's 200 feet away, but it really isn't. And just seeing the wall, it almost looked like it was put there. It wasn't really part of the main, which we know wasn't part of the main architecture drawing. But I'm hearing that they wish they had left it alone.
Well, it changes the game, right? Dramatically, and that's what they were looking to do. But it's also going to take home runs away from Ryan Mountcastle twice a week, right? I mean, it at some point, it would have cost Chris Hoyle's home runs as much as it maybe allowed
doing Oppo,
or Juan Gonzalez, hitting home runs back in the day or whatever. I just think they've done something now that's fundamentally going to change things that they think it was going to help them win baseball games or lure pitching. I don't know. That remains to be seen. I do know from our standpoint, it's a little awkward. It's just a little awkward.
It is, and it is awkward. Look, I can't wait to see it in person. I can say that with the way this pitching staff has pitched, it is proving to have helped. And I know a lot of procrastinators don't think that we weren't able to sign the big arms because of the friendly confines of Oriole Park at Camden Yards. But I think there was something to that. I mean, on a hot summer night, Nestor, with the high humidity, you can flick a ball out the left field with one hand out in front. So I understand what they're doing. And I think early on, it looks like it's paid dividends because the pitchers have been pitching and balls have been staying in the park.
All right, Sherman, what's next for the Eagles and you at this point for Memorial Day?
Memorial Day is going to be a big day, man. We're going to have that big watch party, selection Monday next week, 12 noon, ESPN2. We're going to have alumni, faculty, staff, waiting for that Coppin State from West Baltimore, 2,500. Go up on that board, and it's going to be some kind of thrill to see that happen.
All right, so you get your bags packed. I would say in talking about college baseball, you mentioned weather costing you in the end. Every time I'm talking to you, it's two things, and we've been doing this for years, you and I. Weather and pitching, right? And how that gets organized, how games get washed out, sometimes made up, sometimes not made up, sometimes they're far away, sometimes they're close to home. But the weather and the pitching is a constant situation for you, right?
We stay up at night looking at the weather forecast, Nestor. We do. We really do. Because we start the 3rd week in February, which is unheard of, to start a baseball season at the highest level from an amateur standpoint. 3rd week of February, we're out there in the Northeast playing cold baseball. The pitchers aren't ramped up. you tend to can ramp a pitcher up to a pitch count quicker in warm weather. They're looser, the blood's flowing, the adrenaline flows
You
a
don't tell
little
me.
bit
My
more.
people from Venezuela. You don't have to tell
But
me
I
that.
tell you what, man, look, and you look at my roster, Nestor, I've got guys from warm climate weather. If you look at my pictures and where they're from, Puerto Rico, Florida, California, and it is a concern early because you don't want to get someone hurt. So they're on a very limited pitch count early. And sometimes you go to the bullpen earlier than you typically will later in the season. And if the bullpen's not pitching up to par, you get hurt by some games. But the weather and pitching, that's baseball. I think in terms of sheer depth, I think we have more depth in terms of, and quality depth on our pitching staff than I've had in my 12 years at Coppin. And at the end, it paid dividends for us, particularly having a Rashad Ruff throw 100 pitches when typically he's in that 30 to 40, 45 because he's a late inning closer. But,
well, I'll tell you what, they gave me a volleyball shirt. Ruffin sent that over when volleyball won. Now I got to get me a MEAC baseball shirt when it's ready, and I'll put that on and support you.
You're getting the championship one. You're gonna get one. We're gonna give you a baseball championship.
I'm seeing all this celebrating out here going on down in Norfolk over the weekend. Sherman Reed is here. He's the skipper of all things Coppin State. We are the voice of Coppin State here, WNST AM 1570. You can go to CoppinStateSports.com and learn more. Obviously, watch party, a lot of excitement going. You're gonna be on TV.
Man, I'll tell you what, we're gonna be on the biggest stage, and you know what? Nestor, right now the rumors have it we're going to Knoxville. Tennessee will be hosting. We have a berth. We could be on the stage with the #1 team in the country.
All right, well, get your pitching ready, eat your Wheaties,
we're gonna get
rest
ready.
up, hydrate, it's been a long weekend, all those emotions. Ray Lewis say 24-hour rule, man. Got to wash it out. You're not champions anymore. You're just in the new tournament at this point. And hey, I appreciate you guys, man. And have a great week. Enjoy, eat something, grill something, have a crab cake with me, Sherm. Come on out, man. All right,
man. I'm waiting on that invite. Come on, Nestor. I'm waiting on the invite, man.
Thursday, I'm at Black Swan. Friday, I'm at Nick's Grandstand Grill. It's all brought to you by our friends at the Maryland Lottery. I even give you a Betty Boop scratch-off ticket if you're feeling lucky because you're having a pretty good week. Maybe you get a $100 win or something like that, all right?
Nestor, I always appreciate you, man. I miss those old road trips, man. I miss those old road trips with you to Pittsburgh.
Jets and the Giants. We're going to do road trips to the Jets and the Giants in September. I'm putting the details together here over the summer. Sherman Reed,
why not Louisiana, man? Louisiana. We go out to New Orleans this year.
I'm not doing 14 more hours on a bus right now. My wife's still complaining. She still says her butt's hurt from 2013. She's talking about it. We're doing a lot of things around here. Our friends at Goodwill have also pitched in to make our Maryland Crab Cake Tour possible. We have some new dates coming out. I'm doing 31 crab cakes in 31 days all across the state in the month of August. We'll be telling you more about that. And our newest friends at Window Nation. I got my Window Nation shirt on. Such a cozy, soft shirt. I'm going to wear this one all the time. It's nice for summertime. 2-for-1 windows, even nicer with our friends at Window Nation. I am Nestor. We are WNST AM 1570. Towson, Baltimore, flagship Coppin State Sports, the MEAC baseball champs, as they say, shipping them off to Knoxville next week. Stay tuned. We are BaltimorePositive.com.